Miss American Angel, you put your faith in me. Miss American Beauty, I'd wait my life to see. And when you come back, will you remember me? Miss American Angel, I miss the way you stare. A motion picture in your eyes, your story's still to share. I'd give it all to prove to you I care. Would you believe me if I call? Would you know it's me at all? Fly away from me, run away with my emotion. City miles above the ocean, on a plane that takes you home. Fly away from me, run away with my emotion. City miles above the ocean, on a plane that takes you home. Miss American Beauty, you need an honest guy. Maybe I'm not an angel, but I sure as hell will try to give you everything and so much more than me. Fly away from me, run away with my emotion. City miles above the ocean, on a plane that takes you home. Fly away from me, run away with my emotion. City miles above the ocean, on a plane that takes you home. I'll be planning my New York touchdown to drive 650 miles till I reach her town. Find a place for us just to be alone. She'll believe me if I can make it on my
Bang, bang, bang! Welcome into the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The DJ's cranking it up here in Texas Motor Speedway, baby. We're getting ready to go racing for playoff race number 2 here for the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series. Live here from Fort Worth, Texas, opened in June of 1997. Approximately 83,000 sold-out asses here tonight at the Texas Motor Speedway to watch playoff race number 2 around this 1.52 mile length oval. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away from the ending of practice, and we'll get it down here on the main broadcast cam. Welcome in to the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series, race number 8 from the Texas Motor Speedway. Tons of guys in the field tonight looking to get things up and going here. The beautiful racetrack being cleared off here as some of these guys are locking in these race cars, trying to dial in what they do have. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome here. Look up in the top right of your page. You'll find the YouTube page. It'll take you all the way over to our beautiful page. And there's Victory Lane there, the Speedy Cash Victory Lane here at Texas Motor Speedway. Who's going to take home the guns tonight? We're getting ready to find out, getting ready to find who's going to be on the pole. Here's qualifying is moments away. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You're watching the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Playoff Race number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, before we switch over here into the qualifying session, now it's time to be perfect to go ahead and show you these playoff point standing running in here tonight. 10 drivers advanced to the playoffs. Chase Johnson picked up the victory 2 weeks ago at the Iowa Speedway. James Fount, John Michael Bryant, Jerry Powers currently find themselves above the cut line. Nicholas Maynard, the first one out. And now you see everybody there trailing behind. Looks like the white flag is in the air here For the Booty Scoot Racing Channel's qualifying session, who's going to be lucky contestant number 1 here to take us on to the Texas Motor Speedway here. The track is about to be hot here in just a second. Looking for our first one out here tonight. Who's it going to be? Looks like the number 10 AC Racing Chevy Silverado of Cameron Sands out here at the Texas Motor Speedway from Blue Ridge, South Carolina. Cameron Sands going up and through the gears here. He's in the rockauto.com Chevy Silverado down on the bottom side of the racetrack. A Matco Tools, beautiful looking race car here at Texas. Cameron Sands joined in not long ago as he heads off a pit road down the back straightaway for the first time here to open up the qualifying session for the Madness Racing League Truck Series. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 playoff races scheduled here for the playoffs, and we'll head on over to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the championship. 150 laps around that 1.5-mile length oval. This is the sister track. Cameron Sands is on the clock here, bringing himself into turns 1 and 2 on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Cameron Sands is hauling ass through turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway now. Tricky turns 1 and 2 will bring up the keys of the race as we progress through tonight's broadcast, so I need you guys to stay patient with me. We'll do 1 lap apiece here for each driver, trying to make sure we get as many guys on the board as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, Cameron Sands coming across the line here to complete his first lap here in the qualifying session. Where will he pose? Cameron Sands will jump up to the 6th place spot there on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. We'll scoot back here. Here's the red horse, number 11, Toyota TRD Tundra Pro of Holden Wheeler from Morganville, North Carolina. Holden Wheeler, fortunate enough to snag the back half playoff spot. Sad news out of the garage. Terry Hughes Jr. had to be pulled out from full-time competition, relinquished the playoff spot that he had locked in, so Holden Wheeler will fill in that spot. Holden Wheeler diving down into turns 1 and 2 here. Really tricky, guys, and like I said, those is going to be one of the keys of the race tonight, managing that turns 1 and 2. Holden Wheeler down the back straightaway here, trying to get down as low as possible into turns 3 and 4. It's going to be the key all race long here. You can almost hold it full throttle with as much banking as inside turns 3 and 4. Holden Wheeler comes across the line. He'll jump up there to the first place spot on the pole. Here comes the number 02 Ford F-150 Maynard Motors from Welford, South Carolina. 02 machine of Nicholas Maynard down the back straightaway. The 23-year-old electing to go a little bit high off turns 1 and 2 here. He'll go down the bottom side of the racetrack. Tracking good here on the ticker so far. Nicholas Maynard winless here in the TNA Total Nonstop Action Truck Series. Won here on the Madness Racing League before. He'll come across the line to complete his first lap. He'll jump up to the top of the poles. P1 for Nicholas Maynard. We'll jump back here on the back straightaway to another playoff driver above the cut line. That's the number 99 of Jerry Powers. He sails through turns 3 and 4 in his closeout. Bats.com looking to hit a home run here and qualifying off of turns 3 and 4. Jerry Powers will sail across the line at 185 miles an hour and jump to the top of the board for Jerry Powers. Right behind him will be the number 23 Ford F-150, Gorilla Mind LKQ pull apart machine of John Michael Bryant. He coming across the line here to complete his first lap of qualifying, and he'll jump up only to the 12th place spot. The track is still hot out here with only 2, 3, 4 drivers out here. Looks like Braden Rickenbach is out on the racetrack as well. He'll come across the line to complete his first lap. We'll try to keep an eye on everybody. Jerry Powers completes his second lap, and he'll jump up to the top of the board there. So Jerry Powers was tracking, must have lost a little bit there coming across the line, but here comes Braden Rickenbach down the back straightaway with John Michael Bryant. It's a little bit in front of him, so we'll watch John Michael Bryant track across the line here. Where will he post? P4 for John Michael Bryant across the line, and here comes the AC Racing Ford F-150 of Braden Rickenbach across the line. P8 on the board. So that's everybody on my ticker up right now, up and moving on the pit road. We're running out of time here, about 45 seconds left of the qualifying session here. So as these guys complete tonight's qualifying session, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and ask you guys to rise and stand as you're able so we can support the troops for tonight's Star Spangled Banner. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go racing here at the Texas Motor Speedway for 115 laps. The qualifying session is almost wrapped up here for the Dickies 175. Ladies and gentlemen, this is playoff race number 2 for the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series. Getting ready to tackle on this 1.46, just slightly underneath the 1.5 mile oval. 82 degrees out here tonight, a beautiful day to go racing. And it looks like that's going to do it for the qualifying session. So as we'll always do, we'll show you the front 6 rows and how they'll line up here. And those will be the guys getting ready to load into these race cars. We'll get ready in just a second to throw you down there for the drivers. Introduction portion part of tonight, ladies and gentlemen. There they go in their race cars. "16 guys pile out the Texas Motor Speedway here tonight with a chance to try to go to the championship race if you're playoff eligible. And if you're not here, you're just looking for an opportunity to go to victory lane. Look at these beautiful cars. The sun is starting to go down, so which means we probably should end tonight's event underneath the lights. So how will these trucks change? How will the strategy be affected here tonight? So it looks like we got the front couple rows off. We'll go ahead and get it started off here tonight. Starting on the pole, winning his 4th pole on the year from Park Ridge, New Jersey. That's the number 99 closeout bat Chevy Silverado of Jerry Powers. Starting on the outside of him, driving the number 02 Ford F-150 Maynard Motors 02 from Welford, South Carolina. That's the 23-year-old Nicholas Maynard. Starting in the 3rd place spot here tonight, driving the Red Horse number 11 Toyota TRD Tundra Pro from Mooresville, North Carolina. That's Holden Wheeler. John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, in this LKQ pull-apart Gorilla Mine Ford F-150 from Greer, South Carolina. Looking to migrate his way to the front. He'll start in the 4th place spot tonight. Rounding out the 5th place spot here tonight in the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series. That's the Season 1 champion of Showtime, Chase Johnson. In the 6th place spot here tonight, driving the Monster Energy number 9 Chevy Silverado from Coleman, Alabama. I only know how to go fast. Been proving it recently. That's Ty Robertson. Driving the Bass Pro Shops tractor boat number 4 Chevy Silverado. That's Michael Johnson. Driving the number 12 AC Racing Ford F-150, from Greenville, South Carolina. That's Braden Rickabar. Driving the number 24 Valvoline Chevy Silverado from Greenville, South Carolina. That's going to be James Fallon. On the outside of him, driving the Maccabee Auto Services Chase Johnson Racing number 8 Chevy Corey Tesner. On the inside of him, driving the number 59 Tyler's Pub of the Pier Chevy Silverado from Clemson, South Carolina. That's Kyle Fountain. And on the outside of him will be the Matco Tools RockAuto.com number 10 Chevy Silverado from Blue Ridge, South Carolina. That's Cameron Sand. On the inside of him will be the Yes Wad Jesus is the Answer number 7 Ford F-150 from Pelzer, South Carolina of Travo Wall. Starting on the outside of him will be the Precision Racing number 16 Toyota Tundra from Tempe, Arizona, Blake Hochschild. Starting behind him will be the veteran driving the number 33 Home Run Cafe Chevy from Greer, South Carolina. That's Tony Cook. And on the outside of him, that's going to be the old-timer driving the 777 Toyota Tundra from Arnoldsville, Georgia. That's the 62-year-old Bobby Kyle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you came for here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Getting ready to go racing here momentarily. I'm going to throw up the keys of the race. Make sure you're paying attention, folks. We're getting ready to get wicked and dirty down here at the Texas Motor Speedway. The sun glares down here in turn 1. 2 sets of tires. But I've been told by the admin that through the practice laps, we've added a set, so 3 sets of tires here tonight. 0 fast repairs. 38 laps to 42 laps in gas. 115 laps around this beautiful racetrack. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not all. You're going to have to navigate these keys if you want to find yourself in victory lane here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, save those Goodyear tires. Find a balance and pick a line, top side, bottom line, whatever it's going to be. You're going to have a tricky turns 1 and 2. That's the 3rd key of tonight. How will these guys manage the refigured, currently new pay patches over there. It's going to be a tricky one all night long. How will these drivers navigate it as the sun goes down? And finally, restarts. You're going to have to navigate the restarts if you want a chance to battle through traffic and find yourself in victory lane here tonight at the Texas Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter the Pace Car has a line up behind him, and I believe we'll take at least one more lap around this beautiful racetrack before we get ready to go racing here for playoff race number 2 as the sun continues to climb down here. Ladies and gentlemen, everything's bigger in Texas, and I've seen quite a set of wreck of titties and ass all over tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, keep bringing your hot moms to the racetrack. I'm loving what I'm seeing. 16 cars, pile out here for the Dickies 175. Looking to battle it out, some for a chance to go to the championship race a couple weeks from tonight, and some of these guys just fight for an opportunity to call themselves Madness Racing League Total Nonstop Action Truck Series winners. The lights are off on top of the pace car, telling us we're getting ready to go racing. It's Chase Johnson's trying to warm up the air inside of those Goodyear tires. Everybody looks like they're going to be able to hold on here and pass Tech. Get out here on the racetrack. Hopefully these drivers are hydrated out of this tricky turns 1 and 2. It's going to work them to death tonight. Down the back straightaway here. Getting ready to go racing in the Dickies 175. Working their way through turns 3 and 4 here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Peter the Pace Car should hang the left on the pit road. Freddie the Flagman has the green flag in the air, and it's all going to be on him when they get into the Echo Park restart zone here tonight. Jerry Powers on the pole for the 4th time tonight. The kid of Nicholas Maynard right on the outside of him. Looks like green flag is in the air here for the Dickies 175, live from the Texas Motor Speedway. Flying down into turns 1 and 2. Neck to neck is Jerry Powers and Nicholas Maynard. How will they shake coming down here to turns 1 and 2? Nicholas Maynard on the outside. Powers on the inside as everybody looks like they make their way through turns 1 and 2. We got smoke up in the air. Is everybody able to hold it together? No, caution flag is out. Big pile up back here on the back straightaway. What a beautiful shot here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, but a hellacious shot back here for some of these drivers. Cameron Sands is involved. Michael Johnson involved as well. We'll have to back that ass up here for an instant replay. The number 4 Bass Pro Shops machine is absolutely slaughtered. And so is Cameron Sands in this number 10. We'll back it up here. As what a courageous shot there. That was awesome. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Give it just a brief moment to catch up. We'll bring it right here as Cameron Sands still trying to work this race car backwards here and get it up and going on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Again, we apologize here. Give us just 1 second here, and we will give you exactly what you're looking for. That is my bad, ladies and gentlemen. Cameron Sands looks like he was working down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Michael Johnson comes right up in front of him, and it's just one hellacious pile up back here off of turns 1 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we just talked about the keys of the race here and what the hell might happen here. Looks like Cameron Sands is involved as well. New here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, so we'll ride on board with the number 10 RockAuto.com machine. Looks like Michael Johnson spinning out in front of there, disappears, comes back in front of the number 10 of Cameron Sands. Nothing that Cameron Sands can do about it. Michael Johnson battling some internet connection issues here, and Cameron Sands will reap the unfortunate benefit of being a victim of it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's still running though. Can he keep it under control? We'll have to figure it out. We'll be back in just a moment. A huge pile up on on lap 1, turn number 2. bang, bang. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The sun's going down here in the Dickies 175. The lights are starting to come on, and I'd hate to say it, but the caution lights are on here too after a caution on lap 1, turn number 2 with Cameron Sands and Michael Johnson. Leads to big contact cleanup going down over there. John Michael Bryant looks like he'll bring it down on the pit road to start tonight. So we got a couple takers down here on pit road, maybe a couple guys avoiding the wreck, got a little bit of damage. Maybe some of these guys coming in trying to top it off on fuel, see how long and far that they can go. But Cameron Sands is all kinds of tore up down here on the pit road. Here comes Blake Koschchild, the Michael Johnson number 4 machine involved in the accident, comes down pit road. John Michael Bryant in his pit box here. Looks like he'll take some extra Sunoco Racing fuel here. The caution lights are still on, and here come the lights installed at the Texas Motor Speedway. So it looks like Jerry Powers was still able to hold on to the race lead over the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard as they head down the backstretch behind Peter the Pace Car. Holden Wheeler is there as well. So working the caution flag here for the first time here tonight for the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series playoff race number 2 at the Texas Motor Speedway, sponsored by Dickies. Make sure you go get you a pair of Dickie pants today, the greatest work pants known to man. Whether you're a mechanic, whatever, fiber optic, landscaper, you name it, Dickies has it for you. So while we're underneath the caution flag here, might as well go ahead and walk you through it. Jerry Powers, playoff driver here in the Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series. Got a win on the air. 4 poles already scored after tonight as he'll start on the pole here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Jerry Powers currently above the cut line right now as they run and as they came into tonight's event. And leading these laps right here will certainly add total points to Jerry Powers' score here. So this should look really nice and neat for the number 99. We get ready to go back racing here. Right beside him is the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard, one of his best tracks here in the Madness Racing League, Texas Motor Speedway. Driving the number 02 Ford F-150, Nicholas Maynard coming in tonight. First one below the cut line, so he's going to have to get out front here in front of Jerry Powers and try to make something shake here, get some points added to that total score. And Holden Wheeler is going to have to do the same damn thing, coming in here tonight with 0 points scored. Second playoff race, as he was not eligible to come into the race last week, as he had some stuff he had to do outside of the racing league, so had to miss to race 2 weeks ago. But Holden Wheeler back in action here tonight. Got a big day he's got to take ahead of him tonight. We see Holden Wheeler put belt to ass last night at the Dover Motor Speedway, leading over 40-something laps there, adding those to his total score. So Holden Wheeler's shaping up well in the Cup Series. Here comes James Fountain, Chase Johnson as well. Chase Johnson trying to get back to the championship race, and he did just that 2 weeks ago at the Iowa Speedway. Chase Johnson, the only one locked in currently right now with a win. He knows he'll be racing for a championship here in the next coming weeks at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. So Chase Johnson ain't got much to worry about. We're getting ready to go back racing here. 4 laps completed out of the schedule. 115 tells me that's 110 laps to go. And I'm not the smartest at math, but I believe anybody could do that one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you came for. 16 cars, or about 15 now. Hopefully everybody's back out here. Not too much damage done to everybody's race here. Back out on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag is back in the air here for the Madness Racing League. Total non-stop action here. Ripping back through the gears. Jerry Powers gets a way better start this time around than he did the last time. Everybody holding it together, heading down towards turn 1. Looks like everybody's able to keep it up there. Looks like Jerry Powers is shaking out to the race lead. Chase Johnson, Holden Wheeler move up to the second place spot. Nicholas Maynard, Showtime, Chase Johnson battling door to door here. 6 laps into tonight's event here. These guys giving each other hell down in the turns 1 and 2. Big key of the race here tonight. How are you going to manage that turn all night long? A big sweeping left-hander right there. Not a true kind of normal oval. Nicholas Maynard will try the top side of the racetrack here. And he's got Chase Johnson on the inside of him. Ty Robertson searching all over the back bumper as well. See, we can't get on the onboard cam with Ty Robertson because he'll nip the grass down there, but they're hauling ass around the Texas Motor Speedway. Chase Johnson to get the edge over the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Ty Robertson to pull up underneath the kid right here. Looks like Jerry Powers has a little bit of problem right behind him. A Holden Wheeler, but not too bad. Everybody's able to keep their cars nice and neat. Riding out the back of the second place spot of Holden Wheeler. Nicholas Maynard pinching underneath the 5 of Chase Johnson here. Everybody's single file now, riding out the tail end. Trump of the race leader, Jerry Powers. He'll come across the line here at the Texas Motor Speedway. 7 now, 8 laps complete. John Michael Bryant, Bobby Kyle battling it out here, for the 10th place spot on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And Chase Johnson trying to get around the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Looks like he'll do it. Him and Ty Robertson going at it here. We got a 3, 4, 5, 6 car battle for the race lead. If Jerry Powers is trying his hardest to get out and up away here, it's just difficult here at the Texas Motor Speedway, because you got tons of different bumps, angles, lines that you can try to take, but this sweeping left-hander up here, we'll look out the front nose of Ty Robertson, and you can really see how it's not really angled here. Looking riding on top of the 02 machine, it's just like you really have to be on your P's and Q's all night long, and we'll watch that here. See if you can't catch anybody slapping that outside wall there off of the corner. Ty Robinson, that's the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around at a 29.66. Nicholas Maynard, a 29.71. That's the guy he's racing in front of him. But Showtime Chase Johnson just looks like he can't shake the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Holden Wheeler is all over the back bumper of the race leader, Jerry Powers, and they'll sell it down into turn 22. Jerry Powers has company all over the back bumper here, and the battle for the race lead is in jeopardy here. Only 10 laps into tonight's race, 105 laps to go here. In the Dickies 175, Nicholas Maynard will try the outside of the number 5 of Chase Johnson. But Holden Wheeler snapped it up to the back bumper of Jerry Powers, but can't get it off turn 4. Here comes James Fountain in that number 24 Valvoline machine. He'll try the inside of Ty Robertson down into turns 1 and 2. Everybody look like they're trying to save a little bit of tire speed, lap times not down to normal speed right now. Ty Robertson gets a little bit of a run on the back bumper of Chase Johnson. Nicholas Maynard looks like he was able to clear Chase Johnson out of turns 1 and 2 over there. And here comes Holden Wheeler. He'll move out the second place spot. It'll be Powers, Wheeler, Johnson, Robertson, Fountain the top 5 across the line. 12 laps complete here in the Dickies 175 live at the Texas Motor Speedway. John Michael Bryant, Bobby Kyle still battling it out here. Braden Rickenbach battling up here in the top 8 spot in this number 12 machine, racing his second total non-stop Action Truck Series race. Corey Tessner will pull the pass and complete it over the number 12 in the Milwaukee AC Racing. 12 forward at 150. He's got some speed in it. Just got to back it down a tad bit here and try to run down the rest of these guys. No need to overpush it. We're only 13 laps into tonight's race at the Texas Motor Speedway. We're glad you chose us to watch it here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Head on over to the YouTube page located in the top right portion of your screen. And we have everything you could ever imagine. Cut, truck, Xfinity, late models, and modified seasons all the way there. Nicholas Maynard really high in the turns 3 and 4 there. That'll bring Chase Johnson right back into the picture. And Ty Robinson's looking to search as well. Will he go bottom? Will he go top? Ty Robinson has some of the fastest laps on the racetrack right now, riding out the front windshield bumper of the Monster Energy number 9 machine. Ty Robertson been the victory lane a couple times here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, but Nicholas Maynard looks like he'll be able to get the gas down here on the outside. Door to door down the back straightaway. Johnson on the inside, Maynard on the outside. Robertson looking to make his way in. James Fountain joining the party right behind him. Here comes the older brother, Kyle Fountain. Cousin Big Country in this Jim Fountain racing. Tyler's pulled up here. Chevy Silverado, so the bow ties, Toyotas, and Fords mixing it up here at Texas, but we see a lot more bow ties than we do blue ovals and or the Toyota side. But Chase Johnson look like he's just trying to defend off Ty Robertson here. 4 or 5 car battle here for looks like going to be the 3rd place by Nicholas Maynard. Chase Johnson still going at it here. What a battle off of turns 3 and 4. These two guys are not sparing each other an inch around the Texas Motor Speedway. And down into turns 1 and 2. I don't blame them here. Playoff racing, every point counts here when you're racing for a championship in the Madness Racing League. Green flag racing is what we love to see. And they're blessing us with it right now down the back straightaway. Chase Johnson, Nicholas Maynard still not separating from one another. Ty Robinson, if he could ever get his quarter panel on the inside of that number 02 of Nicholas Maynard, I feel like he could probably move out of the way, get his way going here. Looks like traffic's being held up right here behind the rest of these guys, like Kyle Fountain is really zoomed into the picture, and he'll suck off the left rear quarter panel of James Fountain, the old little brother, So older brother showing little brother how to get it done here in Texas. Don't try each other through turns 1 and 2. Tricky, tricky, tricky. But Kyle Fountain giving it all he's got down the back straightaway. Nicholas Maynard, Chase Johnson battling door to door here. The battle's not going away, but Nicholas Maynard will clear himself, and here comes Ty Robinson. Traffic jam through turns 3 and 4, hogging up the lanes here. These guys really got to get it figured out. Look at this 4-5 car battle for the third place spot for the Dickies 175. If you're loving what you're seeing, you found it right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel down the back straightaway. Everybody absolutely going at it. Chase Johnson, James Fallon playing the teammate card here, trying to get a little bit of draft. Chase Johnson will go on the bottom side, trying to defend his position. Chase Johnson has both teammates right behind him, James Fountain and Corey Tester. Kyle Fountain getting bringing up, and here comes Brandon Rickenbaugh trying to get into the draft in this Milwaukee number 12. Battle still shaking up down here in the turns 3 and 4. Nicholas Maynard battling door to door with Ty Robertson now. Ty Robertson on the inside. Nicholas Maynard trapped on this outside, just can't seem to get by. James Fallon getting trapped up back here with Corey Tester. Chase Johnson losing position, bleeding backwards here as he's down 2 spots where he started already. Kyle Fallon will just follow right behind the number 5 of Chase Johnson, riding out the front end of the Tyler's Pub of the Pair at the Texas Motor Speedway. The sun is starting to go down. Look at that beautiful sky back there. The lights are fully illuminated. This is the Dickies 175 live from the Texas Motor Speedway. We're only 20 laps into tonight's event. It's anybody's ball game. We're playoff racing in Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stick around. The more you slap that like button, the louder it'll get. We're getting ready to go down on track for tonight's first Madness Racing League Fast and Loud. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The battles have not went anywhere. Thank you for being patient through the Madness Racing League Fast and Loud here at the Texas Motor Speedway for playoff race number 2. Ty Robinson has worked his way around Nicholas Maynard. Now he's working on the number 11 of Holden Wheeler. The Monster Energy machine gets a little bit tight there, chasing up the racetrack. And Holden Wheeler will have to jump up at the gas here, so it's going to be Powers, Robertson, Wheeler, Maynard, and Tessner across the line. And that'll be the top 5 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Racing it out here with 25 laps complete. We've seen the keys of the race here earlier tonight. Well, about 38 to 41 laps in gas is what the admins said, but really depending after we had an opening caution flag to open up tonight's event, how things would shake out here. So ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Dickies 175 live here in Fort Worth, Texas at the Texas Motor Speedway. Nicholas Maynard big loose off a 3 and 4 there, and he'll trigger the exciting Cam Holden Wheeler starting to go backwards. And Nicholas Maynard's all over the back bumper of Holden Wheeler. So can Holden Wheeler be battling some handling conditions late here and early midway through tonight's run? He'll go to the outside here. Looks like he's way off the gas, just can't get it down, but he's still able to hold it off the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard looked to the inside, back to the outside of the number 11 Red Horse Toyota TRD Tundra Pro of Holden Wheeler. Nicholas Maynard on the outside here. Can he get a quarter panel over the number 11? Not quite. out of turns 1 and 2. But the way these guys are racing like a bat out of hell, Nicholas Maynard looks like he'll get a run off of turn 2. That's that tricky one, too, we were talking about. If you can get it down perfectly, you can get a run down the back straightaway like no other. Chase Johnson has joined the party again. He's back in here to look at the number 11 of Holden Wheeler, who's starting to bleed tremendously. Bobby Kyle working his way up here, trying to run down Braden Rickenbaugh. Bobby Kyle up 5 spots from where he started. Talk to Bobby Kyle before tonight's event started. The old-timer Bobby Kyle, the 62-year-old, been doing this a long, long time. Been to victory lane here at the Texas Motor Speedway in the Cup Series Gen 6 Season 1. You can find that on the YouTube page. The old-timer Bobby Kyle knows how to get it done here at Texas. Trying hard right now, but he's in the 11th place spot. Says we come down for the green flag pit stop if we can get it. Do not adjust the race car. We need 4 tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel, and I believe we'll be back in the ball game. Down the back straightaway, these battles are heating up here. Corey Tester will lose a spot to Holden Wheeler. Kyle Fallon underneath the battle here with Cameron Sands. Cameron Sands back out here on the racetrack after getting turned around of a blinking Michael Johnson. He'll flash back into him. Cameron Sands battling it out here with cousin Big Country, trying to be respectful here. It's Kyle Fountain, a playoff driver here in the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series. For the Madness Racing League, Cameron Sands will get big tied up the racetrack here in turns 1 and 2. That's what we were talking about, but he's able to get the gas back down. He'll pull up door to door with Kyle Fountain. He'll race down the back straightaway. Kyle Fountain to think better of it, let the number 10 fall down right in front of him. It's Cameron Sands probably had a brand new set of Goodyear tires. Holden Wheeler coming out on the pit road. Holden Wheeler looking to start the green flag cycles. 30 laps into tonight's event. Holden Wheeler will bring it down on the pit road, almost lose it, but it looks like he'll hold on to it. Holden Wheeler coming down pit road, listening into the radio. He says we're going to do 4 Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel, and a half wrench adjustment out the back end. We were extremely tight there on 30 laps in. I felt like I was about to lose the race car in the wall. Please free the car up. It's going to be 4 tires for Holden Wheeler. He'll pull into his box in the Mooresville, North Carolina drivers racing for a championship here tonight in Texas. Down there, they'll jack up the left side of the race car now. 4 tires and 2 cans. They'll drop the jack and Holden Wheeler will be off. Jerry Powers finally got some company back here. Battle hard for the race lead as it's on. You're looking out the tail end of Jerry Powers. What will the race leader do here as green flag pit stops have started behind him? He'll be the guy really in charge that a majority of the field will be doing monkey see, monkey do here majority of the times. On the iRacing platform, you see the gap they got over here behind the 3rd place spot of Nicholas Maynard, Chase Johnson, and it looks like Cameron Sands joining the party here in this number 10 Chevy Silverado. So how will he work his way here? We got lap traffic faster than some of the guys on the racetrack here. Cameron Sands trying to go get his lap back here. He's down 22 laps, but every point matters. Ty Robertson battling door to door with Jerry Powers for the race lead through 3 and 4. Powers on the inside, Robertson on the outside. This Monster Energy machine will not be denied. Driving all the way from the 7th, 8th place spot all the way up here to the race lead as he'll try to slow it down through turns 1 and 2, but Jerry Powers just a tad bit better. Right there off of turn 2, the drag race is still on down the back straightaway. These 2 guys racing effortlessly, not putting a bump to one another. Jerry Powers will bubble right there. That'll give the advantage to Ty Robertson, and he'll clear himself off at turn 4 for the race lead. Ty Robertson has drove from the back of the pack to the front here. He's driven up 6 spots from where he has started, looking for a Total Nonstop Action Truck Series win here tonight and spoil the parties. He's running part-time here for the Truck Series. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson looks like he'll get around the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard, and James Fountain will try the inside of the number 02 right now. Nicholas Maynard battling some handling conditions right now. If James Fountain looks like he'll do the same, he'll get a little bit loose on the outside, and Chase Johnson will go high off of turns 3 and 4, so that'll break up the momentum here through the draft. We'll see how things play out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But green flags have been started by this number 11 of Holden Wheeler, and he is 1 lap down, as well as Michael Johnson has come down to pit road to service that number 4 machine. So Holden Wheeler's got the pit strategy call in his hand. Will it stay green through the cycle? You'll never know until we get it figured out. Do we have any more takers It won't be this time around. Ty Robinson will complete another lap. Had that point in his total score, but it'll really look good for people like James Fountain, Nicholas Maynard, Chase Johnson is already locked in, but these two guys racing for a playoff spot. Nicholas Maynard below the cut line, needs to get above the number 24, who is above the cut line, so you got to get out front, lead laps here. Brand new format debuting here in the Madness Racing League next Saturday night at the Charlotte Motor Speedway when we kick off Xfinity Series Season 3. That is going to be one hell of a show at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Custom setup, brand new playoff format, brand new points format. Johnson on the inside here. Nicholas Maynard looking to charge back here on the bottom side. Chase Johnson in trouble once more. These guys just cannot separate themselves here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Corey Tesner ain't left it out of the picture either. Chase Johnson has trouble on the inside. James Fountain will try a little crossover move on the kid. It'll chase Nicholas up the track. He'll get a little bit tight. And Fountain will try the inside of Johnson. Teammate after teammate across the line. Fountain trying every bit to get inside of this number 5 machine of Chase Johnson. Will he throw it down into turn 1? Yes, he will. Can James Fountain make it stick here? For 39 laps complete out of the 115. James Fountain will clear himself for the third place spot. What a move right there for James Fountain. Chase Johnson looking to try it right back down here on the bottom of 3 and 4. James Fountain on the outside. Johnson on the inside. Tesner trying to come in here with Nicholas Maynard, but not able to get it. This battle right here is insane. These guys not laying a bumper to one another at the Texas Motor Speedway, showing all kinds of respect. The kid of Nicholas Maynard looking to send it 3 wide up the middle, just can't get the gas down. What a battle here for this. All these guys here. How will the pit strategy shake out, though? We got 40 laps complete on our hand, about 31 laps now into the green flag run on these set of tires. Holden Wheeler, the one on the brand new set here. So he's just waiting and waiting and waiting for the cycle to come out. So this might end up being a call that costs Holden Wheeler here on the front half of the field. John Michael Bryant starting to work his way up through the field as well. So the LKQ Pull Aparts Toyota Ford F-150 playoff driver above the cut line. Talked to him before the race, said he just needed a good day here tonight at the Texas Motor Speedway. Wasn't one of his greatest tracks, but he said if they were going to try the strategy game here early, if they could. So we'll see how John Michael Bryant, the boogeyman, tries to shake things out as he works his way through 3 and 4. Here comes the kid of Nicholas Maynard down pit road. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get our second one here on the green flag stop. This time it'll come at lap 42. And it's the kid of Nicholas Maynard, playoff driver from Welford, South Carolina, listening into the 02. Says we're going to stay on strategy here. 4 tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel, and a little bit out of the back half. Nicholas Maynard will slide in his box. He'll overdrive it by just a tad bit, have to back up, and they'll jack up the right side. That'll cost the kid a little bit of time here. We'll see how things shake out here. They're going to try to come about, 3-4 laps before anybody else would even be out of gas. So anybody has to come within the next 4 to 5 laps here. And the kid of Nicholas Maynard are going to try their luck here. 3-4 laps before that. Will it pay off? He's up and off of pit road. Ty Robertson, the race leader. Jerry Powers right behind him, followed by James Fountain, Chase Johnson, Corey Tesner's the top 5. And that's how they run around the Texas Motor Speedway for the Dickies 175. This is going to be one hell of a show. Texas Motor Speedway bringing on a package here tonight that we've never seen here. Some great racing. Chase Johnson bringing it down pit road, as well as cousin Big Country Kyle Fountain. And here comes the old timer, Bobby Kyle. Chase Johnson says we'll take 4 Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. Don't touch the race car. I like what I feel on the top side of the racetrack. He'll slide in his box, and they'll jack up for 4 Goodyear tires. Kyle Fountain says the race car's just a little bit tight, but I feel like I can work through it as the run goes. It builds free, so 4 tires here. 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for Kyle Fountain. Bobby Kyle will slide in his box back here. He's got the last box on pit road. He'll jack on the left side of the race car of the 777, and he's down and off of pit road. So the cycle continuing to work its way out here. Jerry Powers putting in a little bit of distance here as he's got a lap traffic car on the outside of him of Braden, Rick, and Bob. It looks like Jerry Powers is going to bring it down on the pit road from the 2nd place spot. Jerry Powers currently above the cut line right now. Corey Tesner bringing it out on the pit road, smoking the tires, trying to get it slowed down. Jerry Powers says we're going to do 4 tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. move the tape out the front end that we had to start the race. Open this baby up. I'm ready to go, 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 go. So that's going to be the stop for Jerry Powers. Corey Tesler will pull down into his Maccabee Auto Services Chase Johnson Racing pit box. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the Maccabee Auto Services Valvoline. Number 8 Chevy Silverado. They'll jack up the right side of the race car, drop the jack, and he's on and off. Here comes James Fallon, and Ty Robinson, the race leader, comes down on the pit road. Jerry Powers off pit road, Corey Tesler off pit road, Ty Robertson bringing it down to pit road now. He's going to service his machine as well as James Fallon. Here comes John Michael Bryan and Tony Cook. Ty Robertson bringing it down on the pit road. He'll jack up the right side of the race car. 4 fresh Goodyear tires for each and every single one of these drivers, and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. Who's going to win the battle off pit road is going to be Ty Robinson, as he was the first one to come on. James Fallon to come off second. John Michael Bryan still stuck in his box, jacking up the left side. He'll drop the jack, and he's not off yet. John Michael Bryan struggling down here to get off the pit road. Tony Cook, yeah, will get off the pit road as well here, but it looks like he'll lose a lap here. Travo Wall has become the race leader here in the Madness Racing League Total Nonstop Action Truck Series for the Madness Racing League here, so we'll see how things shake out. 48 laps are completed through the green flag pit stop cycle. We try to walk you through it the best as possible. John Michael Bryan up and off the pit road, bubbling through the gears. Here comes Bobby Kyle the same way. Braden Rickenbach will throw a Hail Mary here. He'll try something different on the pit strategy call, and he's currently a lap down, trying to work his way back through the green flag pit cycle. But right here is going to be the battle for the race lead. Showtime Chase Johnson, Nicholas Maynard will be the battle down the back straightaway here, trying to get everything situated. Travo Wall will bring it down on the pit road to come service his number 7 Ford F-150 coming across the line this time around. Will cycle out Nicholas Maynard, so the pit cycle has been completed here at the Texas Motor Speedway, and the battle's on here between Chase Johnson and Nicholas Maynard for the race lead. Travo Wall will bring it down on the pit road. It's going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the number 7 machine of Travo Wall. They'll drop the jack, and he's on and off the pit road. Holden Wheeler here just in front of Nicholas Maynard, so he'll be the one to cycle to the pit road, to the pit cycle here, and it looks like the caution flag is out. Caution flag is out here, looks like for the number 4 of Michael Johnson here, as he's absolutely tore up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like he's backwards down on the backside of the racetrack, on the front stretch, excuse me. So Michael Johnson, oh my Lord, here, we'll back that ass up here. Take a look here, looks like Kyle Fountain was involved. A couple playoff drivers here. James Fountain on the inside. The 2 Fountain brothers battling it out here. We'll back that ass up here. Take a look. Kyle Fountain on the outside. Michael Johnson on the inside. James Fountain on the inside. Michael Johnson pulls up in front of Kyle Fountain. Gets snagged on the outside and pops a wheelie here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Flying underneath the camera here. Michael Johnson all kinds of tore up here. We'll back it up. Ladies and gentlemen, I am almost out of words for the Bass Pro Shop machine. Tracker ATV, number 4 of Michael Johnson, as he takes one hell of a shot here. See if he can't ride out the front. No, bang! What a shot for the number 4 of Michael Johnson here at the Texas Motor Speedway. And the caution flag is out here for the Dickies. 175 in the middle of the green flag pit stops as Travo Wall was on and off of pit road right as the caution flag flies. So looks like Travo Wall will catch a break, but Holden Wheeler is going to be the guy in the race lead. Nicholas Maynard in second. Chase Johnson in third, Ty Robinson and Jerry Powers are working their way back into the cycle as well. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Caution flag for the second time tonight. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel underneath the caution flag for the second time here tonight. It looks like Holden Wheeler has cycled his way out to the race lead here underneath the green flag pit side cycles. He come about 20 laps ago. He came on lap 30 to everybody else's lap 42. to 45 is when he would have ran out, was the case. And as I was getting ready to say, I'd imagine Holden Wheeler will bring it down on the pit road. James Fountain trying to throw a fake back there. John Michael Bryant won't bite for it. He'll come down the pit road as well as Holden Wheeler. That'll give the lead to the kid of Nicholas Maynard, followed by Chase Johnson, Ty Robertson, and Jerry Powers. And James Fountain around out the top 5. And you can count in Kyle Fountain as well. So looks like we're going to have 4 playoff drivers up here in the top 6. 51 laps completed out of the night. Holden Wheeler down on the pit road as service hat number 11, Red Horse Machine. John Michael Bryant to pull it into his box. And that number 23, Gorilla My Machine. It's going to look like extra Sunoco Racing fuel for the number 23, trying to run it a little bit long here underneath the yellow flag, possibly hoping for another long green flag run. Ladies and gentlemen, working their way out of turns 1 and 2. It's Peter the Pace Car here for the Dickies 175. We'll bring up the remaining schedule here, reminding you what we all have left for the total non-stop action truck series. Is what it's been all year long. Total non-stop action. Headed to Michigan 2 weeks from now for the cutoff race to crown our final 4 drivers heading to the championship race. We know Chase Johnson will be there with his win at the Iowa Speedway. And if someone could upset him here tonight, pick up the win in Texas, and go to victory lane, they could possibly lock themselves into the championship race headed to Michigan a couple weeks from now. Ladies and gentlemen, migrating their way through turns 3 and 4. We'll get you back down here on the main broadcast. Not a pleasant sight when the caution lights are out here. Never a good sight when race cars are wrecked, as Peter the Pace Car is working these guys off of 3 and 4. We should get the thing from from Freddie the Flagman telling us to double file this time around, but we'll see how he is. He's a crazy little bastard. Yes, that's exactly what they have it as. Crossing the line here, 52 laps complete of tonight's event here. Want to throw up a sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. The Madness Racing League presented to you by NapDaddyRacingDesigns.com. Head on over to NapDaddyRacingDesigns.com for all your iRacing paint schemes, liveries, and needs. We'll cut the music down here as they work through the digger cam here at the Texas Motor Speedway in Fort Worth, Texas. The sun is completely went down and the lights are fully illuminated, and it has gotten a little bit chilly out here. As we look down above there, the beautiful hotel at the Texas Motor Speedway that you can oh so desperately find yourself staying at. But I bet it is a ass fuck ton of money here. 52 laps here, almost halfway. For the Dickies 175, it's going to be Nicholas Maynard, the race leader here. We're going to have Chase Johnson on the outside. Ty Robertson will be in the 3rd place spot, followed by Jerry Powers. And that's how they'll ride out the first couple rows behind Peter the Pace Car. Getting ready to go back racing here in the Dickies 175. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody will ever understand why Texas Motor Speedway receives the hate that it does. But here on the Madness Racing League, we know that it brings one hell of a show. Peter the Pace Car is going to hang the left on the pit road. It's going to be in the hands of the kid of Nicholas Maynard. We are back green here on the Madness Racing League TNA Truck Series. Green flag is back in the air for the Dickies 175. Nicholas Maynard brings them down into turns 1 and 2. Everybody piled up double file. Heading down into turns 1 and 2. It'll be Nicholas Maynard, Jerry Powers, and the rest of the crew. Ladies and gentlemen, rip it back through the gears. Here comes Chase Johnson down the back straightaway, trying to make a charge in the race lead. Maynard will go down low here in the turns 3 and 4. Sweep his way up in front of the number 5 and Chase Johnson. Seeing these two guys battle it out for 22 laps side by side. Looks like Chase Johnson very hungry for the race lead. Remember, folks, these guys stayed out on different pit strategy calls, so we got different lap sequences between most of these guys in the field. How will they navigate turns 1 and 2 here? Here comes Jerry Powers trying to search for some grip down on the bottom side. Nicholas Maynard will defend halfway down the back straightaway, driving into turns 3 and 4 on the bottom side. Chase Johnson will have to think better of it. He'll pull right behind the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. And Jerry Powers looking and searching all over the racetrack. Can't find no grip as they head across the line, door to door, the battle for the race lead. Chase Johnson will clear himself for the race lead down the back straightaway. Jerry Powers trying to put a nose in there. Nicholas Maynard trying to shove it off here. Nicholas Maynard trying to charge back on the outside. He'll jump down in line. And the battle for the race lead is still on here. Don't give it up yet. Nicholas Maynard trying for a charge on the outside across the line. Can he get a quarter panel? Chase Johnson will chase them all up the racetrack. Look at James Fallon. He'll throw it down into turns 1 and 2. And so will Ty Robertson. He'll ease up off the gas here. And that has brought Kyle Fountain right back into the picture. Here comes a hard charging Tony Cook. And Braden Rickenbaugh back on the lead lap, still in the ninth picture, running in the 9th place spot. Working through 3 and 4. Chase Johnson has the race lead. Nicholas Maynard in 3rd. Jerry Powers in 2nd. Pushing like it's damn Daytona around the Texas Motor Speedway. Don't you love it? But it's opened up the door for Jerry Powers down here to turns 1 and 2. The battle for the race lead is on, and Terry Robertson has no choice but to scoot up on the outside. Did we get 3 wide for the race lead? No, we can't. Chase Johnson will not be denied, but neither will Jerry Powers. The battle for possibly the championship is on right here in Texas. James Fountain to get around Nicholas Maynard. That'll cost him another spot. 57 laps complete. These guys are going at it, beating and banging at the Texas Motor Speedway. Eight-car battle for the race lead here in Texas. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, don't you love it? Chase Johnson on the outside holding his own while everybody's down here on the bottom side trying to save a little bit of tire. Jerry Powers loving what he's seeing in the mirror of his truck because he knows every lap led is 1 point added to your total score. Jerry Powers has the race lead over Chase Johnson and the rest of the boys down into turns 1 and 2 on the total nonstop action truck series. Playoff race number 2. And it looks just like that, a playoff race. Corey Tessner battling door to door now with Nicholas Maynard. Kyle Fountain coming back in the picture here. He's trying the outside of Nicholas Maynard. The Tyler's Pro with a beer number 59 will not be denied. Nicholas Maynard slapped the outside wall there. And that'll cost the kid a little bit of time. And here comes Kyle Fountain. He's joined the party. And Tony Cook and John Michael Bryant using the draft in front of them, trying to pull back into the picture. John Michael Bryant, seen him have a long run car here racing on this 23 Ford F-150. The J Money Motorsports team has been putting in the work all year long at the Texas Motor Speedway. John Michael Bryant said this wasn't one of his favorite racetrack turns and laps in the sim. John Michael Bryant has a little bit slower lap time than the race leader, but him and Tony Cook are making up positions right now, so whatever works. But here's the battle for the race lead. Chase Johnson trying to get back up there to Jerry Powers. They'll switch positions, him and Ty Robertson. Somehow, some way, we missed it underneath the cam. Nicholas Maynard right behind Kyle Fountain. So Kyle Fountain will get around the kid of Nicholas Maynard, Corey Tessner, trying to search back around to 3. Chase Johnson Racing cars up here in the top 5 spots, Corey Tessner in the 8, James Fountain in the 24, Chase Johnson in the 5. But Jerry Powers putting on a show out here for the Rush Motorsports at the closeout pass, number 99. Chevy Silverado down on the bottom side. Jerry Powers really able to rotate 1 and 2, and that was one of the keys of the race here, with how were you going to be able to navigate that tricky turns 1 and 2. And I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, I went and got me one of those whole pizzas from the concession stand before I come up here in the booth and really starting to regret it. Coming back at me heartburn style. Chase Johnson trying to work back around Ty Robinson for the 2nd place spot, but just can't seem to get by. James Fountain down on the bottom side in 1 and 2. James Fountain almost able to get down there to that paint. So what has James Fountain done differently inside of that number 24 machine as you ride on board with Corey Tessner? Corey Tessner coming back from his suspension out of 4 weeks out of the Madness Racing League. Corey Tessner back in action for the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series, riding on board with the race leader, with the 4th place driver, James Fountain. James Fountain above the cut line. We'll see how well he's really able to get this race car down on the bottom side, but he'll elect to take the middle and try to arc his way through the turns 1 and 2, but not able to really get a run. The battle for the race lead is really fanned out here. Nobody getting an advantage here. Chase Johnson is the only other guy here that might have a chance here on tires. Ty Robertson, Jerry Powers pitted on the same lap, same strategy, I believe. And while we're thinking about it, we'll go ahead and throw up the Blint battle cam here. We'll pull up the pit stop laps here, let you guys see it. We'll throw up tonight's first Madness Racing League battle cam for the TNA Truck Series as these guys continue to battle it out. at the Texas Motor Speedway for the race lead. This is how they worked it coming down on the pit road. Jerry Powers on lap 45. Ty Robertson 1 lap later. Chase Johnson 3 laps before Robertson, 2 laps before Powers. Then you have to fall back to James Fountain, who's got the freshest set of Goodyear tires, as well as Tony Cook and John Michael Bryant here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Just because they come down pit road doesn't mean that they had put on fresh set of tires. That means definitely for sure that they came down there. The engine was able to cool down. The tires were able to come down in temperature. Look at this battle right here for the race lead. For the Madness Racing League battle cam will cut on the battle box. This is the battle for the race lead, and 14 seconds ahead of these guys is Cameron Sands. Ty Robinson looking to try to get back up there to the race lead. Can't get there quite yet. No, Jerry Powers will get it back here as they work their way on 3 and 4. Two Chase Johnson Racing teammates battle it out here. Corey Tesner and Chase Johnson. You see Kyle Fountain, because of Big Country, trying to work his way in the picture here as well down there in the battle box. This will be the battle for the 4th place spot if Corey Tesner can ever get it back together and get a run to the back bumper up to number 5. Looks like he'll close the gap up just a tad bit there through 3 and 4, but not able to get back up there quite like he would like to. Look at this battle right here. Looks like we got 3, 4, 5 cars here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. I'll add another box for the battle box for you folks, so you can see everybody participating in this mayhem right here. Kyle Fountain, Tony Cook, Nicholas Maynard, and John Michael Bryant battling it out here at the Texas Motor Speedway in the Dickies 175. John Michael Bryant coming back here from the back of the pack. Nicholas Maynard will try the inside of Tony Cook. What a move. He'll slap the paint, get loose, and that'll open up the door once more for Tony Cook on the outside here. Ladies and gentlemen, the battle for the 6th place spot is on our way here. What a battle here for the Madness Racing League. Battle Cam bringing you this, debuting it, trying to get it right here, trying to do better on the broadcast, trying to show you guys some new angles, some new views, some new content. Nicholas Maynard, John Michael Bryant just can't seem to separate each other down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. John Michael Bryant will go way bottom there. Nicholas Maynard will feed right below and pull up to the back bumper of the number 23 machine. 69 laps are completed here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And these guys have yet to look like the tires are even affecting them after some of them stayed out on some little bit of green flag tires. We see Nicholas Maynard start the restart as the race leader, and he is just bleeding backwards here. He's in the 9th place spot, down 7 spots from where he started, trying to work his way back around this lap traffic. But the pit cycle, Nicholas Maynard came on lap 42 to everybody else. You've seen it 44, 45, 46. You're seeing the difference in laps. James Bowen comes one more lap later. We got one spun down here on the bottom of the racetrack. That's Cameron Sands, but he's able to hold on to it, working his way off pit road. Almost a costly one here for Cameron Sands. Almost triggers the caution flag. I bet that'll make Ty Robertson shit his britches down into 3 and 4. Jerry Powers will have to overtake James Fountain. James Fountain had the run there, but looked like he aborted it smartly to make sure that there was no pile up here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Robertson, Powers, Fountain, Johnson, the top 4. Working their way up turns 1 and 2 here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Down the back straightaway, Kyle Fountain, John Michael Bryant, Nicholas Maynard, Tony Cook in this little bunch right here, trying to get it active here, trying to get up to the front, catch this other pack. 72 laps completed. Laps are starting to pick off quickly here. I'm not good at the math, but I'm going to say somewhere between 30, 40 more laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and that means pit stops should be approaching us soon here. Another round of green flag pit stops don't sound too damn bad, let me tell you. Jerry Powers rolls up to that back bumper, that number 9 Chevy Silverado of Ty Robertson, and the battle might be on here for the race lead down into turn 3 and 4. Right now, Jerry Powers definitely has one of the better trucks on the racetrack here, cutting some significant, consistent lap times. James Fountain still holding in contention here, running a slightly different line than the rest of the pack. James Fountain trying to mix and match here. He'll ride the top side of the racetrack here, try to slow it down, try to get a good arc, and look at this run. He'll get to the back bumper of the number 99 of Jerry Powers. Just having to come off the gas a tad bit for James Fountain to make sure that the back end doesn't step out on him. Ladies and gentlemen, 74 laps are complete here in tonight's Dickies 175, and we completing another one. Ty Robertson is the race leader, folks, and not playoff eligible, running full time here on the Madness Racing League. Spoiling the party here, making it to where nobody is adding points to their total score right now, but James Fountain, Jerry Powers, Chase Johnson, all three of these guys above the cut line. So if they finish above the guys behind them, it's just making that field tighter, tighter, and tighter. John Michael Bryant on the long run right here, up 5 positions from where he started on the restart. The Best Buy, LKQ pull apart, Gorilla Mine, 23 machine really starting to work its way through traffic on the long run. John Michael Bryant might have a piece here at the Texas Motor Speedway if he can keep the strategy up. John Michael Bryant talking to his crew chief down the back straightaway the lap before, telling him, I don't think we should touch the race car when we come down for our service if we get a chance to underneath the green flag condition. But John Michael Bryant wants to run it long here just in case there's a caution flag, and his pit crew's trying to tell him not to. But these guys are chipping and chopping at the grass down there. Look at this battle between Tony Cook and Nicholas Maynard taking place up here in the turns 1 and 2. Nicholas Maynard trying to get around the number 33 veteran of Tony Cook, but Tony Cook having none of it here at the Texas Motor Speedway, riding out the top front roof cam of Nicholas Maynard. Looks like Kyle Fountain riding behind here. Looks like Kyle was trying to take it a little bit patient here. Kyle Fountain below the cut line, all three of these drivers. Tony Cook didn't make the playoffs, but Nicholas Maynard, Kyle Fountain below the playoffs, needing big runs here tonight in Texas. What will they do for a chance to advance to the championship race? One more race remains after tonight at Texas for the playoffs, and that is at the Michigan Motor Speedway. And James Fountain has found something up there on that top side here at the Texas Motor Speedway, absolutely arcing the ever-living hell out of turns 1 and 2. And it's giving him a ton of momentum down the back straightaway that he is there in towards, able to carry into turns 3 and 4 and cause him to be able to have a huge run and work his way up to the second place spot. It also helps when you have about a lap or two fresher tires than Jerry Powers and Ty Robertson, but Ty Robertson's doing a great job at blocking the air, sending the dirty air back to the number 24 Chevy Silverado. James Fountain, the battle for the race lead is certainly on here. Don't let it get twisted. Corey Tesner trying to run down Chase Johnson here, as Chase Johnson seems to be struggling here on the long run with these Goodyear tires. Chase Johnson said, I feel like I burned up the right rear racing with Nicholas Maynard earlier in the run. We raced for about 20 laps earlier. Chase Johnson says, when we come back down, reverse here, put the track bar back down, get the splitter off of the racetrack. I'm bottoming out through turns 1 and 2. Corey Tesner really trying to try something here on the outside. James Fountain back and forth, battling for the race lead. But Ty Robertson's going in and out. James Fountain will have to take the unpreferred line on the top side. But James Fountain looks like he'll get into work through 3 and 4, but he'll get a little bit loose and not able to hold on for the position against Ty Robertson. Ty Robertson's guy company here. James Fountain's going to have to be perfect down into turns 1 and 2. James Fountain lifts early, rides the middle side of the racetrack, tries to get the car to rotate. Looks like it will. James Fountain gets a little bit tight there, has to jump out of the gas. That'll bring Jerry Bowers right back into the picture. Chase Johnson gets big loose as well. Nicholas Maynard, Tony Cook still going at it. Kyle Fountain, Bobby Kyle selling back here as he's battling back here with flat traffic of Cameron Sand. Hearing from the admin, we are anywhere from 9 to 10 laps away from green flag pit stops. Have to, because these guys would be out of Sunoco Racing fuel unless you pitted. And we haven't seen many guys do that. So 24 machine of James Fountain is the last guy on fresh set of Goodyear tires. Not really fresh, but the best set of Goodyear tires. You've seen it migrate right here on the long run. James Fountain has been able to work his way up here to the second place spot. Chase Johnson blinking in and blinking out here. John Michael Bryant has navigated his way up here to the 6th place spot. But Nicholas Maynard, Tony Cook going back at it here. The battle's on for the 7th place spot. Tony Cook will not be denied, though, working on the outside. Tony Cook gets a little bit loose here. Nicholas Maynard will have to think better of it. Pull behind the number 33 of Tony Cook. 83 laps to go. When we hit the 85, that tells me 30 more laps. 2 sets of Goodyear tires on the pits for majority of these guys. How will they hold on to these race cars? Ladies and gentlemen, you're getting ready to find out here. Hopefully we can keep it green for the remainder of tonight's event. If that would be the case, it'd be anybody's ball game. Tony Cook able to hold off the 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. Down the back straightaway, Nicholas Maynard not able to get the run that he was quite looking for to catch him. James Fountain looking for the race lead here off 3 and 4. Coming across the line, James Fountain trying his hardest, but can't get past Ty Robertson here down into turns 1 and 2. James Fountain really starting to work dirty air here, trying to catch down the number 9 of Ty Robertson. Ty Robertson trying to wear down James Fountain, getting fatigued, trying to wear him down. Here comes the kid of Nicholas Maynard back down pit road. We've been interrupted by green flag, pit stops. Bobby Kyle will bring it down. Tony Cook comes down pit road. He'll start him. Tony Cook comes down, services the number 33 machine. He's up and off of pit road. So Tony Cook will be the first one down. So ladies and gentlemen, he'll be the one looking to try to cycle his way to the pits. The 0-2. Nicholas Maynard over, slide his box again. He'll have to back up. 4 Goodyear tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel for the number 0-2 of Nicholas Maynard. Here comes damn near the whole field. Ty Robertson from the race lead. James Fountain will come down. Jerry Powers will come down. Kyle Fountain will come down. Nicholas Maynard's up and off of pit road. Bobby Kyle is up and off of pit road. Ty Robertson says do not touch the race truck. It feels a little bit tight, middle, and loose off, but we feel like we can work through it here. 4 fresh Goodyear tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. Jerry Powers comes into tonight above the cut line. He'll take 4 Goodyear tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel to drop the jack on James Fountain. And James Fountain's crew will get him on and off of pit road over Ty Robinson. What a stop right there for James Fountain in that number 24 Valvoline machine. He'll get the stop out and off on the pit road over Ty Robinson and Jerry Powers as they come down quite opposite. Corey Tessner will pull down in his box. In and out of pit road, Corey Tessner says, well, I feel like we have a chance here. Got to be good on the pit stop. Corey Tessner's guys, 4 tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. And Corey Tessner will work his way off pit road. That is Gabe Chase Johnson, the race lead into turns 1 and 2 with John Michael Bryant trailing right behind. Trevor Wall trying to run the long game here. And Corey Tessner is up and off of pit road trying to get back on here. Corey Tessner's loose off of turns 3 and 4. And he's sideways. Caution flag hangs out. No! No! Caution flag is out here for Corey Tessner as he gets loose coming off of pit road. How did that come out? We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It didn't even look like Corey Tessner was completely sideways there off of pit road. Not sure what the caution flag was there for, but I am nobody to judge. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Tessner almost vertical here through turns 1 and 2, but what the hell happened coming off of pit road? We just caught him through his pit stop. Riding on board with the number 8. Steps out on it. He comes back onto the racetrack completely, and it throws the caution flag. Corey Tessner, how unfortunate, trying to go get fresh tires and back out on the racetrack, work through the cycle. Triggers the caution flag, and this is going to be killer for the guys trapped the lap down like James Fountain. On back to Ty Robertson, Jerry Powers, Corey Tessner, Tony Cook, Nicholas Maynard, all going to be affected by this green flag pit cycle, as well as Cousin Big Country, Kyle Fountain, and Holden Wheeler. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in just a moment here at the Texas Motor Speedway. We'll see how things shake out. Corey Tessner goes around after coming off pit road. Bang, bang. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Several guys making that right to stay out for the wave around. Several making their way down pit road here. Chase Johnson, John Michael Bryant, and Travo Wall have to go buy a lottery ticket here tonight. They'll get lucky and stay out trying to run it long on the pit cycle, and it'll fall right into their lap, and the caution flag will come out. Corey Tesner will go around trying to re-enter the racetrack. James Fountain will be a lap down here. He'll have to take the wave around with pretty much the rest of the field. You see it on the left side of your screen. 4 Goodyear tires for Chase Johnson and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. It'll be the same for John Michael Bryant, and Travo Wall will take the same thing as well. Cameron Sands will bring it down on the pit road. Tony Cook will bring it down on the pit road, which will leave Tony Cook trapped a lap down, but Tony Cook says we have too much damage we need to address, and he'll get it attached. But it looks like the 33 is completely clean and uncovered in my book. We'll see what happens, though. So that is giving the race lead slimly right to Chase Johnson, and John Michael Bryant will be on the front row with Travo Wall right behind him. James Fountain will be the lucky dog as he was the first person a lap down. So that'll put majority of the field back on the lead lap, taking a wave around, but that'll put Chase Johnson, John Michael Bryant, Travo Wall on a totally different pit strategy than most of these guys here. I'm not sure how much racing, if you started the beginning part of the green flag cycle right there, it was really, really, really unfortunate for you here, because you may or may not have the chance to come back down pit road again and throw on Goodyear tires. So do you do it now or do you not? But if you are a lap down because of the wave around, you cannot pit regardless. So a lot of these guys are not in a really good spot here. So the ones that are taking the wave around, Ty Robertson, James Fountain, and then leading them around now, these guys right here have to stay out on the racetrack, cannot pit these race cars, and they'll have to stay out on what they've already had. So if you're someone like Nicholas Maynard, who was second down on the pit cycle, you'll have about 6-7 laps on your Goodyear Eagles to try to fire off here with 24 laps, going to be 23 laps to go when we go back racing. People like Kyle Fountain, who brought it down as well. How will they hold on to these race cars? And how will Chase Johnson and John Michael Bryant and Travo Wall play it all out here in the back half of tonight's Dickies 175? The field has been flipped upside down here. Chase Johnson locked into the championship race at Charlotte. Travo Wall has never won a race here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and he's definitely got Jesus on his side. I'm going to fight him to victory lane if he can get it done here. Travo Wall going to try his best to make it up to the front. John Michael Bryant hasn't won a race since season 1. Race 1 of what we've ever done here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll have a chance here tonight to try to go back to victory lane and walk his way to the championship race. Green flag is back ring in the air here. The Dickies 175. Chase Johnson, John Michael Bryant, Travo Wall will lead him into turn 1. Chase Johnson gets out to a great lead over John Michael Bryant. They are on the restart. Chase Johnson doing what he's done well all night. Great fire off speed, but John Michael Bryant had the long run truck earlier tonight through the green flag pit cycle. How will things start to shake out here? Ladies and gentlemen, give us just a moment to get up to speed here, get everybody back and going, and we most definitely will figure it out who has what, when, where, why, and how. Chase Johnson has the race lead with 22 laps to go. Can we get 2,000 likes here tonight at the Texas Motor Speedway on the stream here in the TikTok? Sitting at 1,000 right now, 83,000 assets sold out here for the Texas Motor Speedway. Show us some love as the playoff race number 2 is winding down here. And Ty Robertson, James Fountain trying to navigate their way back up here towards the front. Everybody back on the lead lap back to the number 8 of Corey Tesner. Corey Tesner a lap down, but he's up here. That's not going to throw back the number 8 as he's fighting hard, trying to get back up here to the race lead to unlap himself on the lead lap. Meanwhile, it'll be Johnson, Bryant, Wall, Fountain, Robertson down the back straightaway. That's how they battle. Travo Wall down into turns 3 and 4. Travo Wall will not be denied here. This number 7 Ford F-150 for Rock and Roll Racing. Travo Wall has yet to go to victory lane here on the Madness Racing League. Can that change here tonight as he's all down on the bottom side? Travo Wall says, trying to save a little bit of Goodyear tire here early in the run. 20 laps to go. Travel Wall trying to push it, but not push it too hard. Push it real good. Like, was that Push It T? I don't know that song. I was born in the early 2000s. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. Travel Wall trying to hold on here. That's just a lap car of Corey Tessner, so he's going to have to think better of it here. Let the number 8 go by. Save a little bit of Goodyear rubber. It looks like Travel Wall will do just that. Holden Wheeler got mixed up through the cycle earlier tonight. Come down on lap 30. Told his crew chief that he regret doing that here. Probably should have ran a little bit longer, and that's what he'll do. Nicholas Maynard down on the bottom side, trying to go around Jerry Powers, and he'll get it. Nicholas Maynard trying to get down quick as possible to the bottom side. Even Jerry Powers battling it out back here for the 8th place spot on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Kyle Fountain has joined the picture as well, but it's going to be Showtime Chase Johnson. John Michael Bryant battling it out here for the race lead. The Boogeyman all over the back bumper of Chase Johnson, looking for the race lead, but not enough to get it down. Can he get the gas down the back straightaway? John Michael Bryant can't get the run that is needed. John Michael Bryant really starting to develop and bring together this Ford F-150 program here on the long run. Love to see him in blue oval up here chasing down these Chevys on the Madness Racing League. John Michael Bryant said he would put the bumper to Chase Johnson if necessary, because we've seen these two go at it time and time again in the Madness Racing League. Whoever thought that it would shake out here to a playoff race in Texas? How clean will John Michael Bryant race Chase Johnson after the way that he was raced in earlier part of the season by the number 5 of Chase Johnson? Chase Johnson, the season 1 champion, trying to hold on, go back to back here. He's already locked into the championship race, trying to spoil the party here, and I believe everybody else is trying their hardest to go run him down here. They know what's in store for tonight if you get a chance to race for the championship. Jerry Powers still can't get rid of this thorn in the side of Nicholas Maynard. Down the back straightaway off turns 1 and 2. These guys are putting on a show for you folks. Camera shots here winding down the Dickies 175 here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, Chase Johnson in full control here around Texas Motor Speedway, but John Michael Bryant will not be denied. He's not going anywhere around here. Ladies and gentlemen, John Michael Bryant gets all the way up to the back bumper. He'll put the nose to Chase Johnson. Chase Johnson has a hard charging John Michael Bryant all in the mirror here. John Michael Bryant, you see the gap to the guys behind him. No pressure, tells the crew chief of the number 23 of John Michael Bryant. Keep doing what you're doing. Let him burn off his Goodyear rubber. John Michael Bryant will get a bit loose there into turns 3 and 4. That'll open up the gap just a tad bit here, under a 1/10 of a second. Separate these two from the race lead. James Fallon has a hard-charging Ty Robertson right behind him. Ty Robertson trying to make a left, trying to make a right, trying to get around the 24, but just can't. Corey Tessner a lap down here, still racing around up here in the front, trying to get some more positions that he can necessary for Corey Tessner. Just trying to hold up a roadblock right now. Looks like traffic's starting to get wound up back here with Bobby Kyle. And Braden Rickenbach is trying his hardest to catch the back half of the pack. Bobby Kyle, Holden Wheeler, Kyle Fallon battling it out here for the 8th place spot. Kyle Fallon, Holden Wheeler, Bobby Kyle, 3 playoff drivers here, giving it everything they got. Every point matters here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. What will you do with 12 laps to go? Trying to get every point possible. Holden Wheeler will shut off the dirty air to the number 59 of Kyle Fallon. Looking back up here at the battle for the race lead, John Michael Bryant trying to run down Showtime Chase Johnson. John Michael Bryant was all over the back bumper of Chase Johnson just 2 laps ago. Has the Boogeyman sagged off a little bit here with 11 laps remaining. Trying to save a little bit of something for the number 5 of Chase Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, we will bring up the pit stop strategy lap here one more time just to remind you folks on who done what, when, where, and why. We'll put you on the battle cam, throw you up the Billy the Blimp driver here as we run down here. We got a battle between Holden Wheeler and Kyle Fallon. Ladies and gentlemen, Chase Johnson, Kyle Chase Johnson and John Michael Bryant got to come down and pit on lap 90. Last pit for James Fountain and Ty Robertson was lap 86. Trevor Wall will come down and pit as well on lap 90 with the front half of the pack here, but he has lost a little bit of position. Nicholas Maynard comes down on lap 85. So 1 lap before the rest of these packs. So big difference in lap strategy here is really the reason why they have strung out as far as they have. Chase Johnson, John Michael Bryant on these 4 fresh Goodyear tires, really running away with it here. 9 laps remaining in tonight's Dickies 175 here in Texas. Trying to give you the best shots ever. Chase Johnson running away with it here in Texas. Nicholas Maynard battling hard here on the inside, or the outside of Cameron Sands, the lap traffic car. John Michael Bryant says, I'm really starting to get tight in the corners of turns 1 and 2. Ty Robertson being told by his guys, come on back. You're starting to eat into the lead here. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get you back down here on the closing laps for the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series. Everybody trying their hardest to bring it on home here and not fall out of the seat here. We know it's been a hot day. 115 laps is no joke. 8 laps remain here in the Dickies 175. Look at this battle back here between Jerry Powers, Travo Wall, and Nicholas Maynard trying to join in the party, but he's just a little bit too far back. Here's Corey Tesner. That lap traffic pit car here has really slowed up traffic, is what I shall say here, as these guys are not going to spare each other an inch here. The battle is on down the back straightaway between Jerry Powers. Trevor Wall will put the bumper to Jerry Powers. Corey Tesner will try on the outside. Cameron Sands will give a shot to Nicholas Maynard and try to shove him through the corner. That'll help big time. Open up the door, and the battle's on here. 6 laps to go. Trevor Wall on the outside. Maynard on the inside. Tesner a lap down. Battling up here in the 6th place spot, ladies and gentlemen. Trevor Wall, Nicholas Maynard going at it with 6 laps remaining. Wall on the outside, Nicholas Maynard on the inside. This might be the difference between Nicholas Maynard. 1 spot is 1 point in difference. Corey Tesner trying to pull up to the back bumper, but the kid just can't quite get there. Meanwhile, Chase Johnson's tailing off turns 3 and 4. He'll see 5 laps to go this time around. Five laps remain here in the Dickies 175, and Travo Wall trying to run away here from Nicholas Maynard. Every point counts for Travo Wall. Holden Wheeler blinking in and blinking out. Kyle Fallon cuts the big country, working his way up here, trying to navigate around the kid of Nicholas Maynard and Travo Wall. Get up there to that top 5 spot, but Jerry Powers is really starting to drive away from the rest of the pack back here for that top 5 spot if he really wants it. James Fountain trying to run down Ty Robinson, but Ty Robinson looks like he's saved just a little bit more. John Michael Bryant has lost touch with Chase Johnson's wake here, so if anything's going to happen, he's going to have to hope Chase Johnson runs out of Sunoco Racing Fuel. John Michael Bryant trying for his 2nd win here in the Madness Racing League, down on the bottom side of turns 1 and 2. John Michael Bryant keeping it right there at the 1 second mark down the back straightaway here at the Lone Star State. Chase Johnson trying to bring it home here in the Madness Racing League. Jerry Powers moves up to the 5th place spot. Nicholas Maynard, Travo Wall still not getting it here. Travo Wall telling his teammate, telling his crew chief, I felt like we were fine on gas. Don't know why you guys told me to back it up here. I felt like I gave up way too many spots. I could be running in the 3rd place spot right now with this Goodyear tires. The car feels great. Just trying to hold off the number 02 here. It's Trevor Wall. Will get a little bit out of line on the top side of the racetrack. But it'll be 2 laps to go for Showtime. Chase Johnson through turns 1 and 2. And a hard target. John Michael Bryant right behind him. Coming across the front stretch. Chase Johnson will see the white flag presented by AFLglobal.com. White flag is in the air for Showtime. Chase Johnson as he works his way through turns 1 and 2. Down the back stretch for the final time of the night. It's going to be Johnson, Bryant, Robertson, Fountain, and Jerry Powers. That's how they'll work their way here into turns 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. Showtime Chase Johnson will be able to hold off the pit strategy call and work his way off 3 and 4. And Showtime Chase Johnson will win the Dickies 175. Contacts made between John Michael Bryant. Tons of these guys getting big loose off the corner. What a finish here tonight for 115 laps around the Texas Motor Speedway. Chase Johnson takes his second playoff race here. Back-to-back weeks for Chase Johnson. Will spoil the party from anybody locking themselves in here. Several guys taking their way down the back straightaway to congratulate the number 5 of Chase Johnson. What a fight there for John Michael Bryant. Tried every bit to get to the back bumper of Chase Johnson. Just couldn't get there. John Michael Bryant above the cut line coming into tonight. So this second place finish should be a good one for the number 23 machine. We'll see how things shake out here. Looks like everybody's going to work their way across the front stretch here. The top 5 will receive their driver interviews. Showtime Chase Johnson will take it down here in the turns 1 and 2. Probably turn it around and burn it down for you folks here. So we'll see what the hell happens here. Chase Johnson wins the Dickies 175 here at the Texas Motor Speedway. His second playoff win, and Chase Johnson knows again for the second time in a row he'll be racing for a championship. Still waiting to see who he will be going against here in a couple weeks at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, a sister track to this one. So seeing how they went at it tonight, we're in for a treat a couple weeks from now in the Truck Series Championship race. Chase Johnson, the Season 1 champion, burning it down here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Chase Johnson wins the Dickies 175 here in Fort Worth, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in just a moment. We'll gladly appreciate you joining in. If you want to go ahead and head out, that's on you. But we'll be back with the driver interviews. Chase Johnson wins it. Welcome back here on the Video School Racing channel for the Madness Racing League Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series Championship Playoff Race number 2. Chase Johnson wins the second one in a row here. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe we may have a pit reporter down there as he's got word with Showtime Chase Johnson. Let's see what he had to say.
We're down here in Victory Lane for the Dickies 175 for the Texas Motor Speedway Playoff Race number 2 for the Madness Racing League. Chase Johnson is here. He has picked up the second win of the second playoff back-to-back here for Chase Johnson. Chase kind of walk us through it there. 2 pit cycles underneath the green flag conditions. A caution flag will split the back half, but you're able to manage it there as you stayed out on the long run, didn't go a lap down, and you just was able to drive away with it.
Yeah, it's kind of different to win one of these races off of strategy, not off of speed. So it's cool to be able to win a race differently. We weren't really trying to win the race. Just tried to go long there on that second green flag stop, and lo and behold, just the caution came out, and it fell right in our favor. So thanks everybody for putting us out here again. Another fast truck, a fast enough truck. I'm glad we'll get to go to battle for a championship. I'm sure we'll bring everything we got to it, and looking forward to it. Thanks for putting it on. Another great one.
Chase Johnson goes back-to-back here in the Madness Racing League Truck Series. We'll shoot down here to the runner-up driver of the number 23 playoff driver, John Michael Bryant. John, kind of walk us through here. So close to a win here in the Madness Racing League. Though, go ahead and advance yourself to the championship, but you'll add on to what was already a good point standing. You were above the cut line. Looks like you'll stay there to kind of walk us through it. As you were able to stay out there on the pit cycle, everybody else had to take the wave around. Just couldn't hold on there at the end.
Yeah, man, just hung back most of the race, stayed tired. Was able to run long there, and it played out in my favor. Had a shot to get to the back bumper of the 5 car and just chose not to. Hindsight's 2020. Maybe I should have just ran him up the track a little bit, got him out of shape, and maybe the result's a little different. Tried to race with him, burnt the tires up, and just couldn't put the power down in 1 and 2 there with about 6 to go. We'll come back next race and see what we can do there.
John Michael Bryan will stay above the cut line, and we'll head into Michigan 2 weeks from now. We'll scoot down here to the third place finisher, driver of the number 9 Monster Energy machine of Ty Robertson. Ty, kind of walk us through your night. He was up there battling hard with Jerry Powers. You cycled up there to the race lead, battling hard, trying to save a little bit of tire. Kind of difficult here at Texas. Kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, as always, the 9 truck's really good. Just things happen, and it never plays out in my favor, it seems. The last 3 races, we just had to restart really far back in the pack on the last restart and haven't been able to get up there to fight for the win. But, yeah, great racing to Jerry. I feel like me and him had the best 2 trucks here. But the result didn't show, so that sucks. But great win, Chase.
Ty Robertson finishes 3rd place here tonight in Texas. We'll scoot down here to the number 24, James Fountain. James, you came into the night 21 points above the cut line, 56 points scored. It looks like you'll add a little bit more to that tonight, leading some laps out there and cycling your way through the pit stop. Just kind of walk us through your battling number 24 machine and how good it was here tonight at Texas.
Yeah, overall it was a good night. We unloaded pretty good in practice. I don't know what happened in qualifying. Didn't really hit it on the nail there, but just tried to claw my way up all race and finally was able to get in the lead, or what I thought was going to be the lead on that last pit stop, but then ended up having an unfortunate caution and it didn't go our way and just had to try to chase John and Chase down there, but they were a little too quick for us. Try to let Ty go to see if he could get us up there a little bit, but they were just too far gone. But overall, good race. Want to thank the boys at the shop and thank everybody for coming out. Appreciate y'all.
James Fountain will take home the top 5 tonight, finishing the 4th place spot. We'll scoot down here to the final top 5 driver, Jerry Powers. Jerry, a burner here tonight. You'll win your 4th pole to start tonight's event. Lead some laps out there front, battling door-to-door with Chase Johnson and Nicholas Maynard and Ty Robertson all along. But the caution flag will burn you here on the back half of the pit cycle, and you'll be able to cycle back up for a top 5. Just kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, one of these days, strategy will be on our side, but had a really fast truck, led a bunch of laps. It seemed like it was going to be between Ty and I there at the end, and ill-time caution, not much you could do about it. Congratulations to Chase. We'll take the points and move on to Michigan in a couple of weeks.
And that's the driver of the number 99 closeout batch Chevy. He'll look for his 5th pole 2 weeks from now at Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it down here with the driver interviews. Back up to the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard them right. Back up here to the booth. We'll bring the music back up here. With this being a playoff race, you guys know the difference. We'll get back in just a moment with your updated point standings on who did what, when, where, and why.
Not a care going through my head, there's no rush getting out of bed. Hold me close, let me know you're there, nothing else could ever compare. And like summer sun, you're all
Welcome back here on the Booty School Racing channel for the post-race show of the playoff race number 2 at the Texas Motor Speedway for the Total Non-Stop Action Truck Series. Ladies and gentlemen, it was one hell of an event here tonight. I've seen Showtime Chase Johnson bring home the victory here. We will bring up the final results here for you folks to make sure you guys are updated here. As Freddie the Flagman continues to wave the checker flag because he is on drugs. The fans are starting to pile out of here. The Texas Motor Speedway. Chase Johnson gets the 1st place spot, followed by John Michael Bryan in the 2nd place spot. Ty Robertson will get the 3rd place spot, followed by James Fountain in the 4th place spot. Jerry Powers will bring home the top 5 spot. Nicholas Maynard will get the 6th place spot, followed by Travo Wall in the 7th place spot. Kyle Fountain to get the 8th place spot, followed by Holden Wheeler in the 9th place spot. 10th place went to Bobby Kyle, then Braden Rickenbach scored the 11th place spot. Corey Tesner brings home the 12th place points paying spot here tonight, followed by Tony Cook's 13th place spot. Cameron Sands will round out the 14th place position, and Michael Johnson will wreck out early and bring home the 15th spot. 16th place, the final spot of tonight, went to the number 6 of Blake Hochschild after damage early to that race car. Ladies and gentlemen, here, you know how we do it on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. As we gladly appreciate you guys tuning in each and every single week, we will go ahead and was the points battle coming into tonight's event here. James Fountain second in line above the cut line. John Michael Bryant third in line, followed by Jerry Powers fourth in line. You've seen the cut line down there with Nicholas Maynard on top behind 12 points. We'll scoot it on over, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your brand new updated point standings. Chase Johnson still advanced in. He wins here again tonight. Jerry Powers will move up to that second points playing spot. 75 points to the good, so not all the way mathematically locked in. Could still be knocked out, but Jerry Powers looking really, really good to join Chase Johnson. James Fountain up 18 points. John Michael Bryant up 12. Anything can happen 2 weeks from now at the Michigan Raceway. Nicholas Maynard will stay 12 points behind. Bobby Kyle will stay right there. Kyle Fountain will move up a couple spots over Blake Hochschild. Kevin Takos will miss tonight's event. Ladies and gentlemen, we will pull up the final schedule up here for one more time here for the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series. 2 more races remain here in Season 2. One more race, 100 more laps around the Michigan Motor Speedway. 2 weeks from now should be one hell of a race. Drafting like mayhem. You nobody's business. You best believe it. If you're going to be tuned in, make sure you head over to the YouTube page. Then we're over to Charlotte for 150 laps to crown our champion for Season 2 for the Madness Racing League TNA Truck Series. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like that'll wrap it up here tonight for the Total Nonstop Action Truck Series here at the Texas Motor Speedway. For the Booty Scoot Racing channel, guys are piling out here through the tunnel. Guys are up there in the Speedway Club was chugging back free beer all night long. The RV bill or stack guys are getting ready to go head out. Ladies and gentlemen, we're reminding you we are not responsible for your DUI. Here are the final results one last time for the Texas Motor Speedway Dickies 175. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you slap that like button, press that follow button, head on over to the YouTube page located in the top right portion of your screen. Chase Johnson wins the second playoff race here tonight at the Texas Motor Speedway.